Hello. I heard you want to learn about Paris salons in the 18th century. Well, my name is Suzanne Curwood and I will teach you about these salons. Hello. Let me begin by telling you a little about myself. I am a French-Swiss salonist and writer born in 1737. I am married to Jacques Ne. You may call me Madame Ne. A salon is a gathering of people under the roof of an inspiring host. It is partly held to share knowledge in areas such as arts, politics and philosophy. These salons unconsciously follow Horace's definition of the aims of poetry, which is, either to please or to educate. These salons were a product of the industry. They were a key institution in which women played a central role. These salons provided a place and men. In a male-dominated society, women were usually hostesses and decided on which topics will be discussed. The emerge of salons allowed women to be involved in areas in Paris. Yay! In the early 18th century, many movements emerged that allowed citizens to have authority and status in certain realms. Salons influenced how women regarded social status and power. During the reign of Louis XIV, there was a movement to organize science and arts under the umbrella known as the Royal Academies. The founding of academies were for sculptures, paintings, music, dance and sciences. This gave the monarchy a sense of grandeur that solidified absolutist ideology. The idea of absolutism created a spectacle of royal court life that included both men and women. The court served as a public symbol of status and power for elites. And the court atmosphere ushered in the emergence of the salon in Paris. The salon acted as an extension of the royal court.
My name is Louis XIV and I created the Royal Academies. What?
Now that we know the basics, let's talk about the social structures of the salons. Salons. Social and hierarchy and behavioral social guidelines allowed common people to interact with the nobility at Parisian salons.
I like your shoes, girl with bony tail. Are those Crocs? Do they come in pink?
We are in the salon, ladies. Let us talk about the art of science. Beautiful, beautiful science. Yes.
The salons helped maintain the social rank of French society, and as well helped break down social and intellectual barriers and brought the nobles and bourgeois together in new ways.
Hello, kind bourgeois man, let us be friends. I am a noble.
K.
Because women were gentle leaders, they contributed to govern salons. In the 18th century, Baron de Montesquieu made an agreement that women did make good rulers.
I am Baron de Montesquieu. Their weakness gives them more gentleness and moderation, which can make for good government rather than tough and ferocious viratres.
The men who agreed allowed female governance in the salons of Paris because they thought too much of the feminine touch could create a harmony and order amongst male conversations. Buffon also wrote, so necessary to the gentleness of society. In this way it is clear that the beliefs of popular philosophers of the time allowed for women's powerful role in Parisian salons.
Oh, hello there. I did not see you. I was just preparing dinner for Baron de Montesquieu to thank him for his kind words.
Thank you, woman dressed like a man.
Let me now talk about the cultural influences of the Paris salon leader. Gender complementarity contributed to the structure of women leaders of the salons in Paris. This concept explains that intrinsic female characteristics must compensate for masculine vices in order to create balance. The need for women opened many doors for women to be a contribution to force in society. This was key foundation to the building of the French Enlightenment.
Women are great for the salon.
Thanks, my fine gentlemen. Women are truly the best for salons. Now don't you ever forget that, you hear?
Women did not particularly play a role when it came to politics, but salons gave women an opportunity to participate in discussions. The popular activist of the 18th century, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, argued against salons in his writing, causing a brief disappearance to the salons.
These salons need to recognize that they are for men, and only men. Women are moral centers of family with the status unavoidably dependent on a man.
Rousseau does not like females.
Religious influence. The rapidly changing beliefs in the Catholic Church directly influenced much of the discussion that occurred in the salon, and also led to the embrace between classes that were found in the salons. Originally, the gatherings had been restricted to nobility. But once people began to question religion, several classes were permitted into the Paris salons. The bourgeois class rose in the 18th century, and showed importance to the Catholic Church in both the elite and middle class. The bourgeois no longer accepted religious doctrines, but began to question the teachings for themselves.
The Paris salons are making me question my teachings, oh no?
Even thought women played a big role in these salons. Men were as important as they were the philosophies. The philosophies and sciences worked together to achieve the ends of philosophy broadly set up as the project of the Enlightenment. These Paris salons connected all of Paris, and made it the capital of the Enlightenment. Now that you know some information about the social structure, cultural influences, political influences, and religious influences of the Paris salons, let me tell you why they were important in the 18th century. They allowed women to play a role in the French society, and also provided an outlet for ideas and thoughts to be heard. Discussions in these salons allowed power to influence the topic discussions of major philosophers to study. This cross-class salon fostered communication in social groups that would never have interacted to share ideas. The contributions of all salonists helped develop scientific ideas through their role. Now let me tell you some fun facts about Paris salons kiddies. Madame Staël was a famous salonist, who was not like other salon hosts. Her guests came to hear her speak, not listen to her guests. In the 1800 Madame Staël came into direct conflict with Napoleon because he believed women could not lead conversation, meddle with the subject of politics, be passionate, assertive, ambitious or energetic. Unfortunately she was exiled in 1803.
You Madame Staël will leave Paris right away.
No.
Yes. Leave and never come back.
Okay, fine.
The Paris salons were mentioned in the famous novel Les Miserables by Hugo. The salons quickly spread all around Europe in the 18th century. They copied the Parisian models, but they were not as prominent. The period in which salons were dominant have been labeled as the Age of Conversation. Many of the salonists were very wealthy. The salons began in 1724, and became more popular in the 1800s. The Salon des Refuses that contained a number of paintings opened on May 17, 1863, marking the birth of the avant-garde. The Parisian salons brought forth a new element of seriousness and regularity to the salons as they formed the social base of the Republic of Letters. The French Revolution saw the end to the age of salons and their seigneurs. It was not until the 19th century that women, Ada Leverson in London and Geneviève Strauss in Paris, brought back these salons.
Whatever happened to the salons? Shall we bring them back?
Yes, we shall. We will become so popular.
Well, this concludes my presentation on the salons in Paris during the 18th century. I hope you enjoyed.
Made by Fatima and Samson.